Good morning, everybody. We're gonna get started this morning by checking the incubator, see if we got any early starters. So you'll find out when I find out. I don't see anything. Yes, we do. We've got at least two starting to hatch. Can you see that, guys? Right there and right there. So that I thought might be the case this morning. So we've got work to do. We've got to get the brooder ready, because by this evening we'll find out how many we're going to have. But we're going to have at least two. Okay, on to the next. Okay, as you see, we've got chickens hatching. And I have been to town. I went for coffee this morning, Saturday morning, so that's what I do. And I went to town and I've got some bedding to put in there in our brooder. So we got to get the brooder ready. And we got to adjust the light down. And I've got bedding and I got water and a feeder and chicken starter. So I'm going to unload that and we're going to go in here and get the brooder ready. See that? Okay. Got the water, the feeder, chick starter, and this bedding. So we're going to put that in here. The bedding first in here. I'm not, an inch of it or so, just to cover the bottom. And then we're going to move that light down so you can see it's up a little bit. We're going to move it down a little bit, get it turned on. I'm going to go over to the incubator and get the thermometer out of there. And we want it to be about 90 degrees. So I'm going to open this up and I get it put in there. And then we'll go over and see if the chicks have made any progress on getting themselves out. See you in a minute. Okay. So I think that's about the right height that I've done in the past, and that'll be the water and the feeder. So we're set up there. The other thing that I have to do is plug this hole up before I move chickens over here. So, but we're looking good here. Got plenty of bedding left we can change out if we need to, and we probably will at some point. So I probably maybe ought to, I don't know, plug that hole up too, although nothing really that big's gonna get through there. But there goes my daughter's leaving to go to town. So we're gonna go over and check on the chicks, see if they're making any progress, and I'll catch you in a minute. Well, my daughter's turned around and I've got consigned to go to town real quick. But let's check it here. Oh, well, we've got one hatching there and one hatching there, and we've got one that is already hatched in the back. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't see any other oh yeah, that one there's starting. That one right there is starting. That one, that one. So hopefully by this evening we've got, oh, there's another one starting right there. You can see that one starting. So, all right, good deal. Well, I gotta go to town with my daughters, because that's what life's about. And hopefully come back, we got a bunch of chickens hatched. We'll get them moved over to the brooder. And I will see you guys in a little bit. All right, I just mowed. And this doesn't look too bad here. There's a pretty good amount of fescue in there. What's up, Drake? And doesn't look too bad here. There's a lot of weeds, but a fair amount of fescue. And it's our first year. It's going to take me a little while to get it to where I want it. But I wanted to show you guys this, if I can find it. I shouldn't have to look too hard. But do you see that? And it's red along the bottom. That is a sambar. And that's what a sambar looks like before it has sambar. So there's a lot of them. And like for instance, right there's another one. Has that red on the bottom, right there. That is a sambar, right there. So, and for reference, that's a sambar right there. There's a ton of them. So, if I want it to be sambar free, which I would like for it to be, spray is one option, and picking them by hand is another option. So I'm sure we'll get plenty of experience picking sambars out here. Well, it's not looking too bad. So anyway, wanted to show you what a sambar was before it gets sambar on it. All right, and the chickens, we have one that's hatched and the others haven't made much progress. I'm kind of starting to get worried about that. Another thing is I would like to plant a tree about where that anthill is to shade this side of our house. If I could get a tree, maybe you guys give me some suggestions. I mean, it's gonna have to get, I would like for it to get 25 foot tall or something, relatively fast growing, although fast growing often equals weak. But if I could get something to fill this part of the sky in, give some shade to our house, it would save us on our electric bill, I'm sure. So anyway, leave me some suggestions. All right, catch you in a minute. Well, I don't know what happened here, but I just came down here and that was dry. And I don't know, I hurried up and filled it with water. So I don't know how that got dry. We've got water, and I took this loose and I had water to here, but that was dry, and this is the last moment we would need that to be dry. So I don't know. I hope, like that one right there is still moving and it's still trying to get out. That one, let's see, hasn't made much progress unless little, and neither has that one. So I hope that we didn't lose humidity right at the last, because that has been staying right where it needed to be the whole way. So, and I've got water in there. I don't know why that was dry. And it wasn't just, I think earlier this morning, but it was dry. So like you can see that one moving, trying to get out, trying to free itself, but I don't know, we might have got right to the finish line and not, I don't know. We'll see. I'm not giving up. I'm gonna close that, but I just gotta watch that. I'm gonna check on it here again in just a little bit, but I don't know why that dried out, because I took this loose and I have water here. So, update, but I don't know if it's a good one. We'll see. Okay, that hole is plugged. And we're running a little bit warm here, so I'm gonna get a staple and I'll staple that up and raise it up just a little higher, inch or so. But man, I'm concerned about that humidity going down over there. That's concerning. So it's been about 15 minutes. I'm gonna go back over there and make sure that we got still moisture in there because it was wicking up through those sponges. So meet you over there. So update to the update. That drying out hurt us. I don't know. So what I've done is the ones that's a bloody mess, but the ones that had tried to start peeping through, I went ahead and hatched, and that usually does not go well. But you know, I don't know, this is just gravity feed out of here. So I don't know if I had something in this bucket that plugged off here or why. It just works off of a little float back in there. Why that went dry, I don't know. And we had, I mean, it had stayed right where I wanted it for 20 days. And then at some point this morning, because one of these hatched right out on his own. And so at some point this morning, that dried out. And what that does is, inside the egg, there is a white membrane that encases these chicks. And when your humidity drops, that white casing, and I will show you one, it looks like this. And see how when it dries out, it gets just like leather, and they can't fight their way through it. And you know, and so these ones that I went ahead and hatched, and I don't know, I'll count how many I went ahead and hatched. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I went ahead and hatched 10 of them. And those were the ones that had started to peek through. And so they had fought their way till they're exhausted, I expect. And I just don't know. Usually you hatch them out like that, it doesn't work. Hopefully we save a few of them, but I thought I was at a point where I either try to hatch them and give them a chance, or they don't have a chance. So I've done that, and it's just really frustrating that dried up like that. And I don't know. I'm gonna take that bucket apart and look, but I'm not gonna do that right now because I really want to try to up the humidity in there in a last ditch effort to help there's some of them that haven't started yet, and maybe we'll get a few of them to hatch out yet. So we'll see. I'll keep you posted. I'll come back down here in another hour or so and see if any of these that I've hatched are going to make it. I have my doubts, but you know, just that thing went dry at the exact wrong time, and I don't know. I mean, I've been watching it, so I don't know why it went dry, but very frustrating. So I'll check back in down here in just a little while. Okay, chick update. The ones that I hatched, I mean, they're moving around in there. So according to Grok, I'm supposed to leave them in here for 24 hours. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we've got another one that has started to pet through. So, I don't know, hopefully, there's 8 eggs left that haven't hatched. So now a couple of them that I hatched didn't make it. So, but I'm gonna leave them through, it's evening time, starting to get dark now. But I am gonna leave them through tonight and come down in the morning. And then we're gonna move them over to the brooder. So maybe we wind up with 10 or so, I'm hoping. And we've got plenty of moisture in there. I think if that hadn't went dry, we would have wound up with a really good hatch. But hopefully wind up with 10 or so and we get them moved over. So, all right, thank you guys for watching. Have a blessed night, everybody.